Is everyone able to see me the screen? Please let me know. Okay.
Yes, we
Okay. Okay, now the thing is that we were going to discuss about the Python and why we need the Python. That is a very $1 million question nowadays, right? That's why we have some bullet point which will definitely show you why we need the learning the Python programming. There other languages are also there, trust me, but we will go to the Python more specific. Okay, first point is like the manual testing shifted to automation. Nowadays, I have experience. I have seen that because the resource crunch is how much in the every industry. Out of 5 people, they remove 2 people. They said they want to do the work, more work with a single people rather than more people. They want to eliminate the people with the help of automation, right? So that's why you see manual testing slowly you will say not I can say 100% will go. You can't make everything automated. That's 100% sure. You can't do everything automated. You can't make someone to come and just make the feed the food on your mouth. It's not possible, right? It's not automated. Something can be automated, but not everything. But out of 100, I can say many things can be automated, at least in the software industry. So that's why one of the reason manual testing shifted to automation. We have to learn the Python to how to do the things automated. And there is a Python is a simple way to do that. We will see like some example on how can we do that. Okay, next is log analysis to the automation nowadays. Log analysis, for example, someone guys has used the QXTM media take logs. Right? There's so many logs on the field, on the target, on the RAN, on the UI side. You see the logs is so bulky nowadays, and if you want to log analysis, you have to figure some RSRP, some specific value on this. How can you do that? Right? You have to be, you have to you have to log analysis. You have to file operations. You have to do the so many things. How can you do that? So you, if you open the logs nowadays, I know that if you ask someone the logs, if you open the Notepad Plus, trust me, it will take you at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes to load itself only. How can you do the automation? Right? It will take huge amount time itself to open it and do that. So for that, log analysis with the help of Python help you to do the automation, the tasks. You can do with the help of software and you do the like suppose you want to interested in the value of RSRP. What is the RSRP? RSRP is in the indicator which help you to UE how much close with the how is the power related to the near to the RAN and will help you the power basically. So that if the RSRP is good, it means you have good coverage. If RSRP would degrade like from minus 45 to minus 200, 300, will your you got disconnected. Then from how can you figure out? You can search in the whole log only the RSRP value and make it automated and display somewhere. Oh, this is the RP. You can make a graph even from the Python. That this is RP value is continuously going up and you can make a simple graph and lovely graph on the runtime, and you can make some your conclusion. Okay, something went wrong. And similarly, I can give you so many examples. Okay, this is the one example. That's why log analysis you need the automation. The third point is in nowadays all the complex complex calculation, I mean to say here mostly the mathematics calculation nowadays. I can show you some example. Let me show that what the complex calculation is. Let me show you. I have generated some. Okay, I have some write some program for. Let me show you. Okay. Mm, You see, I'm not sure how many people have you seen this picture before. You see, this is the 5G throughput formulas. Yes, you see, it looks so big, right? Data rate in MBBS, 10 minus 6 summation, carrier of 6, V number of memos, modular types, just a number, resource block. You see, so many things are there, right? And this is from the 3GPP 3S38 306. The specs from that is a formula. If you're going to write the formula manually, right, you got like it's very tricky, right? It's very difficult. And if you see in the Google, I have tried so many places, you don't get the throughput correctly properly. The answer is the formula the throughput I have not seen correctly in many of the Google place, and people might use the Google and trying to write the formula and enter the data and you get really stuck. You don't get what you needed. So for that the big calculations can be done with the help of Python. Let's run the I have write the code for that even. Let me show you that code that can be help you to how to do this big calculation with the help of Python. Let me open that here and show you how we can do the calculation for that. Okay, let me the 5G calculation is that like okay. You see, this is a simple formula. Just only I think how many lines of code? Only 19 lines of code. Most probably I think most less than 100 lines of code, and we can do the calculation with the help of Python. Let me run quickly so that let's run that program to nr 5G. Okay. if you run it, when we run the program, you see we have displayed that formula because I have put in the code so that if you run the program, we can the formula because someone does not have this formula, right? When you write a code, I put this image so that it will display in front of you and you can relate that what the formula is that. What's the formula is that you have to put the entries like number of CCs, you have to put how many CCs, for example, number of CCs, right? Carrier component carrier. Let's pick one. Number of memos is one. Production technique is two, and is the FDD or TDD to put this data to get the, and you have to get the and calculate number of PRVs like physical resource block, right? So for that you have to information the input, you have to put the numerologies. What's the numerology? 0 to 4 up to actually 0 0 to 1 2 3 4 up to, but I mentioned up to 3. Let's see. And channel bandwidth is the you have to put the channel bandwidth. You'll get the channel bandwidth and number of PRVs basically. Okay. So let's put the number of numerology is 1, which is around 2 raised to 1 into 15, 13 kilowatts, right? 13 kilowatts, and a bandwidth channel bandwidth make it 100, and you get the throughput is 2.44, right? We see now someone can practice, right? How we can increase the throughput. For increased throughput, definitely we know that if we increase the number of CCs, let's see how the throughput got changed, right? And we will make other parameter remain the same. Let's do the try again. We run it again, and we get the formula again, and we will put the number of CCP become 2, memos is same, modulus is same, is the FDD, let's same, numerology is again the same, and parameter channel is same. We not change anything, and you see it's become 4.8. Right? Earlier it was 2.44. It means what happened when you change when you double the number of CCs, your throughput become double. So this is a way you see the big formulas, like the big calculation can be done with the help of Python. It's very simple, just less than 100 lines. You think might be you people have not worked, that's why it looks very tricky. But trust me, it's very, very simple. Just a one line of formula. This is the only single line actually, like only one line. These are the just variables are there. That's it. You see, you can get the formula or you can say manipulate, right? You can understand even the what are the parameters to change the throughput. Someone can ask in the interviews, what are the parameters each level for 5G throughput? Now from the formula you can understand. The formula can be the throughput can be enhanced if you increase the number of CCs, if you increase the number of memos, if you increase the modulation orders, you can increase the escalation factor is constant. If you increase the coding rate, right? You can different types of coding rate are there, and if you increase the number of PRVs, that the physical block, obviously your throughput could go. You can this the interviews people can ask like how can you increase, and from the formula you can see even you changed here manually and can check what are the formula can change the throughput. Okay, so that's one of the example I can say the best example you see nowadays the big calculation system. This is one example, but there are so many 4G 5G banking and non-banking, and there are different like domain are there where the complex formulas are there that can be done very easily with the help of Python. That's the one of the thing I can say. That's why we have to learn. Okay, now now coming back to the our on the topic. Now the fourth point I can say the Python easy to learn. Trust me, it's very, very easy to learn because I know some of the guys who are not from the software background or in the any there, because very simple. It's just you use the if, else, go, there, print like this. You see the statement. If the you see print means just print it, image just image. It's just English word basically. It's not a any print means just printing something. Where the print just on the output print on the display. You see if is there, if means if is everyday is there, then exclaim factor 1. If else, then make it 0. Matlab, like you see it's just a simple English word. It's not any tricky thing that I can say in terms of program. Very easy to learn. Okay, and the fourth part is Python is OS independent. That's really I love this five number point. Reason being, if you write the code in Python, normally I'm not saying you have not, because many of the people are not from the software background, but I can tell you if you're writing a code in Windows, this code is not running on the Linux actually. This application. Suppose for example, you have some application developed for Windows, it will not going to run on the Linux, and the application running on the Linux will not run on the Windows or Mac OS. So for that, what we do, the best part is if you write a code here in this Python, it will be run in Linux, OS, Mac OS, and whatever the OS is life it has. It can run as it is the same code. You don't have to change anything on that. But if you develop some Windows application, it can't running on that, right? Like it will not going to run this application on the on the other platform. So that's why, but Python code is running in that's why it's called the OS. And OS means operating system independent. It does not depends on any operating system. Okay. The sixth point is that uh, one programming language must be known. In means if in your software industries, I request everyone from the fresher to the 15 years, 30 years, whatever in the field, you must have to learn one programming language. It should not be like only Python, Java, C++, anything. You should have no reason being, because as you work, or if you know the basic of the Python, any programming language, then you can understand. If you see the logs and if you try and do a big pictures, you can at least understand what's going on. If you don't know the Python, because in the what happened in the programming, there's basic things: if, else, for loop, while loop, file operations. These are the basic things only in every language. It's not going to change. It's everywhere the same story, only the syntax is different. If you know the one language, at least basic of that, it will help you to easy to understand the what things going on your work in any language. And any language, it doesn't matter that you have to learn the Python itself. You can learn anything. It will help you, because I know, because I have been already running some of the batches on the Python. I'm seeing some of the guys who are learning C. They have basic of C, some have C++, some have Java, or some basic language of C.NET or C Sharp. Then what happened is very easy to learn this Python very quickly. They learn. Trust me. Someone is learning the Python in 10 days, they learn in 5 days, because they have some basic idea of that. So if you have something, at least basic idea of any programming language, it will help you to learn new things very quick in the software development side. Okay, that's one programming language you should must learn. From there, from today, I will request everyone who whatever their interest is there, whatever the field you're working, whatever they have your area of interest, you must learn one of the programming languages. There are so many: HTML, CSL, only one you learn, must learn. But I will try to suggest to learn which is more inclined towards your work, which need in your work profile, that you learn. In your case, someone has might be need C sharp, HTML, web development, someone Python, which is inclined to your work. That is that. For Python is mostly for the automation thing. Okay. And the seventh path is the increased logical thinking. Trust me, I have seen that if you're writing the code, you have to think, like, if this condition happen this, if number change this, like the number of members become 2, 4, 5, like, and you can, right. So when you writing the code, you have to think this condition, okay, this will happen, when this will happen, if you do happen this, like this will happen this, like you have to think yourself, right? For example, in this formula, right? For example, this is a formula. So in this formula, suppose there is a factor as v is number of memos, right? So someone can think, if someone put -5, then what will happen? Right, this will become minus, but -5 is not allowed. You have to check also the -5 should not become memos, become not minus, right? It will not be minus. You have to take care that this candidate should not be minus. You have to take care for that. People should not enter the minus value. For example, number of memos cannot be minus, right? It can be always positive. You have to think something like this. So that's why what I mean, it will increase your logical thinking. Like you, when you speak to someone in the presentation, in your group, in your meeting, or talking to seniors, juniors, you will think before you speak. That will happen when you're writing the code. That 100% I can bet you. This is my experience. So it will increase your logical thinking. Okay, these are the point which I think encourage you, motivate you to learn the Python programming. Okay, these are point. Now topics we will cover. These are topic definitely we'll cover on that. And the topic wise, you can see, like whenever I start any software development program, I always start with the embedded system, right? Embedded system, embedded system, nothing but any system in the world which will do take input somewhere, some do processing and make the output. Example, mobile phone, right? It will take some input. Like for example, you're making enter some number, it will making the call, right? It will do some input. Whenever anything like washing machine, you put their clothes, it will clean it. Bike, cars, whatever thing where you will see some input, output, and some processing in the life, we call the embedded system. Mostly in the software in the electronic side, we call the hardware and software component is called the embedded system. We will go to the basic of the basically what is the hardware component, like CPU, RAM, like let me show you that some of the these are the we will understand first how the CPU work, memories, RAM, DAC, like analog to digital converter. Basically, we understand all the component first before knowing the hardware component, software component, how it link. Like suppose someone is in the working in the Qualcomm chip, right? But if you directly jump on a Qualcomm, you don't understand what's going on. But how this Qualcomm CPU chip attached with the audio part, RF antennas, how is the speakers, RAM, SSD card, and NAND. There are so many non-volatile memory, how they are interconnected. You have to know before, right? Because you see, when I speak in the world, everything in analog. Suppose I'm speaking is not digital, right? It's an analog signal. For converting to the make it digital and give to the laptop, and from the and going with the help of NIC card, that is your internet card, and going back to you, right? So you see, we have to learn all the softwares require in to connect all this dot. So we need have to learn the, like you see with the application middleware, operating system, device driver, all these three components are part. You unless and you don't know the background what's going on, you can't able to develop the software. So that's why I always started with any course. This is my in the every course when I teach, I started the basics embedded system, how the software hardware interconnected, what are the software layers works, and what are the programming language needed in each language. Suppose you see in the programming in the applications had been where the what sorts of programming language we need. Someone has a C sharp, .NET, blah blah, but where when can be used? This is a $1 million question. When Python can use, when C sharp can use, when C++ can, when HTML, like there's so many things, like in the middleware device there's so when operating systems, writing the operating system code, which software we needed. So these are the basic things we have to learn first. What is libraries, what is compiler, what is this? People don't know about this, right? So only time before that we have to cover this. The first thing I will always love to cover the basic of the embedded system, then only we will start jump to the Python programming. That is the first thing. If you get the basic, definitely then it's easy to learn the Python program. Then this our topic will cover normal the Python program, what is the environment setup, how to do the setup, from the starting we'll do the setup, more like how to set up your you know Python environment, how to writing the code, first programs, the basic line integration, variable, data variable operators, decision making system, if, loop statement, functions, module, package, function IO, and handling, exception handling, regular expression. These are the advanced topic is classes, object, external parsing, pandas, libraries, and we will do some practical examples of the real-time automation program. I have written some of the programs which is like KPI calculation, 5G calculation, QXTM, and we'll see one by one now. These are the project I have developed, and we'll see this our topic will cover on that. Okay, and now let's run some programs so that to demo the project which can be Python can done. Let's do one by one. Let's do the log analysis first, right? We already see the 5G calculation. Let's the log analysis there. Okay, for log analysis, suppose these are the logs we get for the LT nodes, right? Okay, these are logs, for example, and here you see there's a system frame number is there, RSRP value is there, CQ is there. These are logs we get from the field, for example, and it's a simple log. Okay, it's not a big logs, but in real time the logs will become big, and we can put the same analogy for the bigger log. Let's see how the logs come. So now we are in the big log. We were only interested to know the system frame number like RSRP and CQ value. We are interested to know what's going on that, for example, right? Let's see how it's work. For that, I've read the code, simple code for that. This is the LT log analysis. Okay, this is a log for that. What we'll do, we have to open the file, the logs, the file, and we will read each line of the file. Obviously, this is the thing we have to do that. Read the file, and we will search system frame number in each line is there or not. If that, we have to find all. We have to find the RSRP value is there or not, right? And also we have to find the CQ value, right? We have to value, and we can print in a list. Let's run it and see. It's a simple. You see how many lines of code only? I think it's just 30 lines, less than 30 lines of code. Let's run it and we'll see how it's work. We will see how to run this. It's very easy to that. Python LT log analysis. You see, when we run the program, you can see we get from the big logs. If you see from the big logs, we can see that where's the logs here. You can see we can logs, we can get the value of RSRP. What RSRP value is there in the logs? Minus 60. Then CQI is 25. Then minus 55 correspond 20. You see the corresponding value RSL will be minus 60, 25, 55. You see we get the, and at least we can conclude something, right? From there, what we conclude that the RSRP value is within the range. It means U is real and connected, right? If it goes out of range, suppose it define out of range, for example, minus 200, minus 300, it is going out of range, it will not going to connect, and you got disconnected. It is range is there, right? Less than 25, your CQ is great, right? Great. The channel quality indicator that you might people know. So you see what you need actually. It depends upon your choice in your requirement, what you need in the login. I'm giving the simple example that you need to do with the, like, this is the, I think this is the QXTM logs only, similar to the UE logs, QXTM logs. Okay. So you can do something like this. So you have, don't worry, it's the QXTM logs, any logs. Logs is logs. We don't care. It can be TXT. Someone can, like, in the, you see some of the logs, some people can ask the logs is not in the TXT format, but I can bet you I'm experienced there's so many tools nowadays which will help you to convert the logs in the X format to the TXT log. It's better to always analyze the logs on the TXT, but we can do in the other format. It's not true. It's a simple thing. Okay, now let's do the another example. Okay, yes, one interesting thing might be, let's do that. Suppose we have a tech note, right? Nowadays you see this is a very I think I love it. You see, suppose this is a PDF is there, right? Nowadays, suppose someone want to, nowadays people are saying that a news reporter nowadays in the English channel, Hindi channel, they put some robot. I have seen in the, I think, G Business or G News channel, they put some one ladies, beautiful ladies, which is, I think, automated lady. She does not have real, and she read the news, right? How can she read the news? So particularly what happened, the news is already display, and you just have to make the movement of their mouth, and they can read it. And how can we do that? Basically, we convert the text into the audio format. We can do with the Python. It's very simple. It's just 3 lines of code. What we'll convert, we'll see this, what is there, we can convert into audio file. We will run it and we'll see. Okay, I will show you the code first. I would like to show the code for that, and how can we do that. The code for that is very straight. Just I can show you the code is very simple. Just we have to open the text file. What PDFs we have to read. This can be run for, and we have to PDF reader we need. Open it. We use some text to speech platform we need it, and we have to read each page. We go one by one page. There is only one page. We extract the image and save into a text file. Okay, and we'll see how to do that. You see number of lines, only 25 lines of code. Only more, I think 20 lines of code can we do that. Let's run quickly and we'll see. For that, we have to run simple, automated, and we can see that. So we might be, we will can see, listen.
What is 5G technology? 5G technology is expected to provide new, much wider than the previous one, frequency bands along with the wider spectral bandwidth per frequency channel. As of now, the predecessors, generations, mobile technologies have evidenced substantial increase in peak bit rate. Then how is 5G different from the previous one, especially 4G? The answer is it is not only the increase in bitrate made 5G distinct from the 4G, but rather 5G is also advanced in terms of high increased peak bitrate, larger data volume per unit area, i.e., high system spectral efficiency, high capacity to allow more devices connectivity concurrently and instantaneously, lower battery consumption, better connectivity irrespective of the geographic region in which you are, larger number of supporting devices, lower cost of infrastructural development, higher reliability of the communications.
Okay. I'm not sure the audio is coming to you. I'm not sure. Okay, do you see? We can see that, and the audio file is also generated. We can see the time modified. You see the 8. Okay, the UK time. That's why people might not compare. The UK time is there. 8:15 is there, and the latest file is generated. And this file can be, you can read at yourself, right? You can. So what happened nowadays? Cuckoo FM. I'm not sure the app is coming now. The Cuckoo FM, right? They know that they have given some story, right? How can someone can speak so well? It's the very, nowadays what happened, that's why the people news reporter can be replaced, because the text, the news need to write by some writer. They write it, they put on the display, and they put some robot like pictures, beautiful ladies or gents or whatever. They can look in the suited and dress it up. You just have to make the movement of mouth, and they can read from there, and they can run this software, and they can play the news. So it can be replaced the news reporter 100%. That can do is possible. Okay, so with the help of this software, that is also one of the thing we can. It's very simple, just 20 lines of code. Okay, a last example I will take, I think, then afterwards. Okay, I will take last example, one more example. Okay, now you see there's another example I can say for the UI capability. Okay, the UI capabilities, let me show that. Suppose this is a ULogs. I'm not sure you're aware of not that. The ULogs is nothing. What is that? U capability information means what are the information UI particular 5G UI or 4G. This is a 5G UI logs, which will tell you what are the band is supported. For example, suppose you can see UI NR capability, right? So you see the band is suppose is supported 78 supported band list, right? Let me run that for you, and we'll see what are the band is supported. Suppose this is ulogs, for example. Okay, and ulogs is supported, some 78, 79, and blah blah thing is supported. So in the ulogs, someone want to interested what are the band is supported by this particular UI. How can you do that? You can't go one by one and see. This is the very small. If the logs is very big, right? How can you do that? Let's run the quick this logs, right? And we'll see. For that, it's very simple line of code again. Let me show the code first. Okay, so the code first, and where's the logs for 5G UE? Okay, NR UE log capability, right? These are logs. Just write a simple line of code. We have to open the file, these logs as a file, read and file NR. What are the file NR is supported? Just print it and dump it on that. That's it. Okay, that's simple line. We'll run it quickly and we'll see. NR NR UE capability. Run it and you see these are the band is supported. The band. There are three ways. I'm printing in a different way. Actually, the answer reply is same. Is 70, 78, 79, 3, 1, blah blah. Things supported with a band. You see the same thing, and just I writing the code in different ways. 78, 79, this is well as right. It supported all this band in the these are the band is supported by the particular UE, because band is the NR band. Okay, the UC we can do from that, right? With the help of Python, we can do the analysis of that. Okay, now last I think is left one more example which will tell you. I mostly write the code related examples with the telecom domain, because mostly people have seen him from the telecom background, but it can be applied for anyone. Well, last one I can show you the 5G parameter automation. Okay, now I can ask someone to help me on that. Okay, RAM dot. Okay, I write a code where you see this is a code, the 5G NR calculation parameter calculation. Okay, so I will request someone to help me on this. Okay, I will do one example, then we can ask you to someone to, I will pinpoint someone to help me on that. First one, what's the calculation will do? It will help you to 5G NR RFCN will convert to the 5G frequency, right? Let me do the enter one. Let's press one. We have to give the RFCN, ARFCN. This RFCN, these are technical terms. I'm really sorry if some guys are not from the telecom background. They might not know about this. But ARFCN is a parameters used in the 5G telecom to calculate the frequency, okay, and vice versa. So this is the things. So what happened? We have to put the ARFCN, for example. Enter the ARFCN 2, 3 like this. We have entered the ARFCN as 62 4 times 0, and we'll see the corresponding frequency. What is there for that? You see 3300, right, in the megahertz. What happened is giving you the conversion. Now someone interested to convert the frequency to the RFCN. We will check that. Let me do that again. You want to continue? Yes, I want to continue. And we'll to the next point. There's a 2 number, and we'll do what we convert the RFCN frequency to RFCN, right? What can we do? We can do something like this: 330. And what we will do, we will put frequency this one, and we'll check the RFCN should be this one, right? We will check like this: 3300 frequency, and we'll see. You see, the RFCN is the 6200. There are so many things we can do. Last, let me check the example of band type. We can see the 5G NR band. What is the band? Let's example 5 number, and we'll see 5. Okay, now NR band. So I will request. Let me. So I will ask someone. I will ask. Let me see. I will ask. Let me. I will take one name. I will take Bhaskaran. Okay, Bhaskaran. Do you have any 5G band on your mind? 5G band which you are using? Using any 5G band?
N78.
N78. Perfectly fine. Yes, very good. And you know that what is the N78 band? It TDD or FDD? You work right? Can you tell me what's the... Okay, TDD. Let's say we have to put N78, and we'll see what result it gives. Okay, TDD, right? This comes right in. So you see from there. So you can ask, it is there on the Google, sir. Yes, it is there in the Google, but some of the things are literally, I have seen the eruption calculation are not correctly there. And if you can do yourself, why you need the Google? And some of the things are not everything is in the Google, right? What you need, I have seen my experience, what you need really for the work is not present in the Google sometimes. You really stuck. If you know how to calculate that, why you need the Google for that? All these things you do yourself, right? So you see, I have almost done around 12 calculation on that. Okay, and we can like, okay, let's me try 11 and 12. Okay, I'm ask someone to volunteer on this. I will ask another one. These are 5G numerologies. I'm not sure you guys are not. It will help you to how much data can be sent in a through, right? Numerology from start from 0, 1, 2, 3, and up to 4, right? It will calculate. It's a very simple formula. For 0 numerology, it will give 15 hertz. For 1, 30 something. Okay, so I'm not sure who guys are working on the numerologies, who have idea on that. Okay, I will ask someone who is working on the numerologies. Okay, 5G numerologies. Ali Raja, have you worked on the 5G Ericsson 5G?
No, sir. Currently, we don't have a 5G commercially
Okay,
in our network.
okay, perfectly
Sorry.
fine. No worries. Okay, no worries. Okay, I will check someone who working on the 5G. Uh, Let me. So, okay, can you someone raise the work who have work on the 5G? Please raise the hand. Oh, Sri. Okay, Sri. Can you tell me the numerologies? You okay? I just take science. Okay, many was there. Well, Sri, I want to tell you the numerologies which you want to calculate for numerologies. Any one numerologies from 0 to I have not increased for 4 up to 0 to 3. Like let's me take
Sir,
the
can you
numerology, right?
Sub-carrier
Sub-carrier
spacing
spacing.
that, yes, SCS 30 kilohertz.
Yes, 30, right? For the let me do 11 options there, right? For that. No, I want to say, what happened? We have to put the numerology here. Numerology means number. Mu, mu is
Okay,
there. Mu,
2.
because two.
SCS 2.
Let's do. Yes, yes, two. Before the numerology, we call the numerologies, and corresponding that we got a sub-carrier spacing, right? For that, let's put a
Yeah.
two, and we'll see. For two numerology, we get a 60 kilohertz, right? Got the point? Numerology start from zero. Zero means
Okay.
15 kilohertz. One means 30 kilohertz. Two means 60 kilohertz. 3 means 120, 4 means 240 kilohertz. It is for the FR2 range. For FR1 range is up to 60, and FR2 range 120 and 240 for the FR2, right? FR1